What's up, Muffin Butts? I know there's a lot of CBD products out there, but Five CBD comes at you in a different way. Baby, I've been feeling good. I've been feeling calm and relaxed, and it's been smooth sailing for your boy, Chrissy Chaos. I went to get5thc.com, and I got myself some gummies. That's get5thc.com if you want to feel relaxed, if you want to feel cute. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the History Hyenas. Hyenas is naked in the woods. We got Mark Normand here, everybody.
Hey, gonna be back in Bay Ridge. It's a 1998 museum out there.
I know, dude. Did you bring your Trump 2020 flag? You'll get a free bagel in Bay Ridge if you do that.
I forgot it, but I got called. I already got called so it's gonna be back.
That's what it is. Yeah. I know. That's probably my dad. Marky. We got it's Hanukkah season. We got a Jew on the pod. What are you doing for Hanukkah this year?
I'm actually not even Jewish.
Oh,
I wish, but everybody thinks I am, which I'll take.
Oh, good. All right, Venetia, he's not Jewish. You can take your mask off.
I am circumcised though, and
yes,
pretty cheap.
Same. And you and I. Because of COVID and all that, and now you and I both, of course, we both have lovely girlfriends now.
Yes.
We haven't been slamming puss or being dirty men, but we were dirtbags back in the day there, and we would compete for STDs. You got syphilis once.
I got
which is old school. Mark went old school. I would get chlamydia, but Mark's came in one day and said he had syphilis. I was like, Jesus, it's like the early 1800s.
Dude, I had scurvy at one point. I was all over the place. It was
dick.
a wild ride. But yeah, no, settled down, happy, but those years are behind me, but I couldn't do it now. That's a young man's game.
Yeah, same. And especially with COVID and all that, it's been nice to just be locked up. I've had a couple of recent urinations that have burned when I peed, but it's not an STD. It can't be.
Isn't that a nice feeling?
Oh, it's a great feeling.
Burn away, baby. I know it's just the weird
whatever
sock I jizzed in.
No, I'm like, no, now when it burns when I pee, I'm like, yeah, it could be prostate cancer, but at least it's not the clap.
I know, but remember how that used to I used to lay in bed and I go, what is it? Is it AIDS? What do I have? Am I gay?
I really, it's funny you say that because I've realized, and it's been slowly over the past couple of months, realized how much less anxiety I have not being so sexually promiscuous, because it's like, I realized 95% of my anxiety was from that.
You called me out at one point. You were like, it's depression. You're just depressed, and this is how you're dealing with it with all these gals. And it hit me like a ton of dildos. I was like, you're right.
Yeah. No, that's what it is, because it's an emptiness. But you know what I found with women is I was as sexually, as in the throes of that sex addiction I was in, I would find women who were just like me, who also were sex addicts. So it's not like, very rarely did I find a girl who wanted a relationship, because Giannis would always make fun of me. He'd always be like, you always have sex with a girl and then they never want to talk to you again. Like, they ghost you. You must be a bad lover, which is probably true. I think I'm part A, selfish lover, and then part two, I was finding women that just were in the same, they were depressed and they wanted to get plugged, and I went to plug something, and that's how we filled it.
That seems nice.
Yeah.
That's a good way to live. That's equality, baby.
That's what it is.
Pro-labia.
Yeah, feminism, that's a nice silver lining with feminism, is girls, they just want to fuck with no strings attached.
Yeah, I think that's way more normal than with these older ladies, you're being a whore, you're giving it away. And it's like, well, isn't getting a dinner and a movie more hoary?
Yes.
Isn't that way weirder? Hey, I'm not going to fuck you till the 5th date after you buy me 17 pieces of salmon. That's way more prostitute-ish.
Yeah. Shout out salmon. Omega-3s, heart healthy. Good to keep the heart up and cholesterol down during the pandy-wandy.
Elliot Page, I'll call you.
Elliot Page. Oh, yeah.
The future's female.
Yeah, I guess.
All right. Oh, shit. If we say too much, Tim Dillon's going to fall out of a rafter.
Juno. So, New Orleans, baby. New Orleans Boxing Club. That's where you're from. Today we're going to do the history of New Orleans. It's founded by a bunch of French.
Yeah, you got that right. It's a wacky place. You got to go before you turn 30. Hit it up. It's a great town. It's boozy. It's prostitute-y. It's trans. It's gay. It's parties. It's fun.
So in many ways, New Orleans is a city. It's a very progressive city. It's been in the 80s. Things were acceptable that were acceptable only starting to be accepted now. They were accepted 30 years ago in New Orleans.
Yeah, we got a gay section, a lot of rainbow flags. That's where I grew up.
Yeah.
Great town. Not a great town to grow up in, if I can be honest.
What's the reason?
Well, it's like Vegas. It's just all party all the time. And, you tell your friends, like, I want to be a comic. They're like, oh, look at the theater dweeb over here. You're like,
right.
no, I want to try something. They're like, no, you got to be a line cook like the rest of us. You can't move on.
Right.
You can't leave, and they give you shit.
Well, stand-up comedy, because I've never been to the city of New Orleans. I've been to most cities in the U.S., with comedy. There's no comedy club in New Orleans.
Nothing.
Is there a reason for that?
Yeah, because people, they don't want to sit and listen to your thoughts on Uber, They want to go out and party. They don't want to sit there like, and they think they're funny too.
Right.
And I think it's a tourist town, so the tourists are like, wait, I'm not coming here to watch comedy. I'm coming here to get sloppy and get a prostitute and go to a strip club.
Yeah, I know. I feel like for a city in the South, it's extremely progressive, like a Nashville. Every time I'm in Nashville, I'm like, oh, this is probably what New Orleans feels like. But people say it's even crazier and it's even hotter and stickier.
It's hotter and stickier and blacker. We got the Creole, we got the jazz.
V's listening.
Yeah. Black Sun V.
Yeah.
It's we got more soul down there. I feel like Nashville's a bunch of honky tonk queef, whitey douches, and we're more second line and Mardi Gras and all that voodoo shit.
Shout out Zany's Nashville, Lucy. I think one of the best comedy club managers in the world.
I'm there in a week.
Oh yeah, go see Mark. Zany's Nashville, one of the best clubs in the country.
Great club.
So New Orleans, founded 1718, founded by the French, ruled for 40 years by the Spanish, and bought by the United States in the 1803 Louisiana Purchase. New Orleans is known for its distinct Creole culture and vibrant history. You ever seen some weird voodoo fuck down there?
Yeah, I lost my virginity to a 55-year-old woman on Bourbon Street when I was 16. Is
that legal though? Did she commit statutory rape, or in the eyes of the law, it's all good?
I'm a survivor, but you know what? It was great. I feel like those kids that fucked their teacher. I was like, no, I was into it. It was great.
Mark's a survivor.
Somebody had to remind me of that. They're like, you're a survivor. I was like, oh, I guess I could use that and make a career out of it if I was a shittier comedian.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Dude, that's hilarious. You should write a book.
I had no idea. Maybe I'll do a one-man show. I'll call Colin. How do I write these?
100%. Colin, hope you're listening. Last time somebody was in the studio, Colin got COVID. He's getting better. CQ, we love you, baby.
I think the lady I fucked had COVID, and that was in 2000.
Yeah. But you.
She was Asian.
You've miraculously somehow escaped COVID, though. You're in situations. You're out there. But you're out there. I remember you did a great video on the streets of New York City back in April. It was hilarious. Got hundreds of thousands of views. Walking around dead New York City with no mask on, licking poles, and you're good.
I don't know. I should have it. I feel like Magic Johnson's wife. I'm like, how am I dodging this?
Cookie.
Yeah, Cookie. I'm Ookie Cookie. I don't know what it is. COVID won't touch me. I'm looking for it.
And the girlfriend, no COVID either.
No COVID. She's immune. She's tough. We're sharing butt plugs and all this shit.
All that shit.
We're fine.
Dude, yeah, it's good. I don't know. I feel like, with this COVID shit, I almost feel like if the people, anybody can get it, but the people who are so fucking worried about every second of catching it are the ones who catch it, and the ones who voted Democrat.
I know. I haven't washed my hands since fucking Rudy Giuliani was in office. And, I'm good. I don't know.
He's got COVID.
He got COVID.
Rudy got COVID.
He's also got the drip. You see that? That was bad. I feel like he's an alien. His shit's leaking.
We were saying Rudy Giuliani, though, when he was. Were you here in 9/11, 2001?
I was not.
Okay, so if, New York. I'm born and raised here. He was like the best mayor. Like
he
was like everybody loved him. White, black, Spanish, Republican, Democrat. Everybody loved Rudy.
He saved New York.
Oh, he was like, especially with 9/11, he came out there. He was fucking no mask on he was at every firefighter's funeral.
Right.
He was fucking getting there, running around. He was just like great. He would yell at people he would like throw out your garbage. If somebody threw like litter out on the street, he was like, shit, Dad's home. Right. And he was great. And then he just kind of snapped. Well,
he did snap. Yeah, he's weird now.
Yeah, the thing is, though, he's weird. Like, I don't know what it is. It's like a lot of people, when I go on the internet, whatever, or some of our peers would be like, oh, Rudy Giuliani's weird, or this guy's weird. I watch him. I'm like, yeah, they seem okay to me.
Right.
Like, I don't know why. I'm like, Rudy, I'm listening to him. I'm like, this fucking guys. He's all right. He's making sense.
I don't listen to any news or politics, so I'm the wrong guy, but I will say I think it's better he didn't have social media up his ass in the early 90s whenever he saved the city, because he did stop and frisk. He enforced that, and that would have been a fucking Twitter shitstorm.
Oh, my God, yeah.
So it's good that I guess you look, all we talk about is Twitter and social media, but when you step back, it's kind of not even that real.
No.
You know, like Dave Chappelle, he's under fire again, and then he wins the Mark Twain Award.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, how real is this?
It's not. We've talked about it many times in this podcast. I think a lot of the social media divide is Russian bots dividing us from within, where none of it's real. I now have made the decision, if I see it on Twitter, like in a tweet or even like a video, it doesn't. I have to see it in reality for it to be confirmed to me. So it's like when people talk about the autonomous zone or protests here or this injustice, I'm like, I don't know what's true and what's not anymore because so many things have been fabricated. And in my everyday, I can control what I can control. I try to teach my daughter to lead with love and just be nice to people. But it's like, and if I see something happening that I don't agree with, I'll step in and do something. But until then, it's like, I can't let every single problem from all over the world affect me every day because that's not a life. It's like,
you're right. And people get hooked and they just absorb all that news, internet, Twitter. It can't be healthy.
Can't be healthy. Sean King, white or black? What do you get? What's your guess?
I think he's mulatto. Is that still a term?
It's a cookie.
That's a great cookie. That's also white and black, the mulatto.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but no, I don't know. What is he? I think he's a honky,
we don't know.
Right?
That's what we try. We ask every guest on, and we get it's about 50-50. Some say he's white, some say he's black.
I mean, he's got the tight fade up or whatever you call that, but he feels a little cracker to me.
Yeah, is it cracked out? Okay, New Orleans, first known residents in New Orleans were the Native Americans of the Woodland and Mississippian cultures. Never been to the state of Mississippi either. You?
I have. You're not missing anything.
It's just nothing, right?
No need to go.
Yeah, because Mississippi is close. Does it border with Louisiana?
I think it does, yeah.
Yeah.
But we don't even fuck with it. It's like our Staten Island.
Yes, for 40 years, New Orleans was a Spanish city, trading heavily with Cuba and Mexico and adopting the Spanish racial rules that allowed for a class of free people of color. So there you go. So they had one of the first classes of free people of color. Do you find that in New Orleans there was less racism?
Way less. I went to public school. It was all mixed. It was all gravy. Everybody got along, and we made fun of each other. There was white jokes, black jokes, gay jokes. It was all cool. And then you get to New York, everybody's like, we're so progressive up here. I'm like, oh yeah, with the Chinatowns and the Harlems and all that, the Little Italies, that's pretty split up if you ask me. We were all mixed.
It's interesting because we've discovered through a lot of research, doing a lot of episodes about history on this podcast, we found something out that was interesting in the Civil War. Actually, even though being enslaved, which V has reminded us that we don't say slaves anymore. Now it's enslaved. That's the PC woke way. You have to say you're enslaved. If you say slave, enslaved. Enslaved.
N-word.
Enslaved, yeah. Yeah, enslaved.
Oh, I love how we just have to make shit longer. That just shows you know more. Like, it's not black, it's African American. It's just longer. It's still it's still negative.
And even that's stupid. Like, I remember I even heard somebody talking about Kamala Harris being the first African American vice president. I'm like, she's not African American. She's Indian and fucking a Caribbean.
Right.
So it's just like, what are you talking about?
Even Obama was a halfie.
Yeah.
We call him black all day.
Yeah.
But white mom.
Yeah, true. So what with the North and the South divide, what's interesting you say about New Orleans is you automatically think, if you look at history, oh, the South's so racist. They were. I mean, to enslave an African American person, horrible thing to do, but they treated them very respectfully because it was property. So again, I know it's not all that it's cracked out to be, but they were very rarely like beat them or abused them or called them names or did that because it was like, oh, you kind of work for us. Right. And it was like this thing where it was in the North during the Civil War times where you heard the N-word and you heard fucking get off my property and hanging people. That was more Northern shit.
Yeah.
Because it's like this thing, it's like a level of respect in the South. I know it sounds like I'm not trying to condone the South's behavior.
No, the South is fucked up.
Yeah, but it's just like, it's an interesting thing where it's like, history is complicated, where it's like, you would think, black people of the time of the 1800s were like, some of them were like, I was treated more fair in the South as a slave than I am free in the North.
Right. It's funny you say that because the North is almost like every super woke person I know is actually the most fucked up, racist,
Sure.
homophobic subconsciously. They don't even realize it. Like, they'll be like, that black guy was a good writer. And you're like, he's a decent writer, but you assumed he'd be bad because he's black.
Yeah.
So you actually have a lot of weird racist bullshit behind your ears.
Dude, Malcolm X said that. Malcolm X said the scariest, whatever his quote was, what was it? It was something like, the scariest person, the biggest detriment to the black movement is the white liberal.
Right.
Yeah, it said like, because of exactly what you said, they'd be like, oh, I'll give you everything you want.
Yeah.
And you poor old you. It's like, dude, treat me like a fucking human being just because I'm black.
It's like when Obama's like, hey, or Chelsea, you got to vote. Well, you're not black. You're voting right. And it's like, hey, this guy's black. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
You're talking down to him, telling him who he is, whatever. But that's what it feels like. There's this thing called moral licensing. Have you heard of that?
Yeah, sure.
That's what you buy a Prius, all of a sudden you can feel like you can speed. Or you vote for Obama, all of a sudden you can feel like you can throw out, a horrible word.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of that. Like, hey, we're fighting for slaves, so we're going to say fucked up shit because, look, we're great. We're helping them.
Yeah. Well, that's all. I mean, I feel what I do though. Feel like if I'm like walking down the street and I give like a bottle of water or a slice of pizza to a homeless person, I feel like I can fucking say whatever I want for the rest of the day because in the eyes of the Lord, I did a good thing. So I could fucking give a bottle of water to a homeless person and then kick a Chinese guy off his bike. It's fine.
That's my lo mein. Come on.
Kidding.
Yeah.
In the 1850s alone, Louisiana plantations produced an estimated 450 million pounds of sugar per year. That's a lot of diabetes, worth more than 20 million a year annually. So Louisiana had some fucking money, babe.
Wow, this
Still
is all
do.
news to me.
Yeah. Although no longer a French colony, residents in the new American city of New Orleans held tight to their Francophile ways, which, by the way, this is a Francophile shirt that I have on sweatshirt. This is Napoleon's French army sweatshirt. This is the army.
You look like a little toy soldier.
Yeah, you like that?
I do. It's
I'll
hot.
fuck you in the ass, homo.
I'm a nutcracker.
Yeah, the nutcracker. Yeah. Although no longer a French colony, residents in the new American city of New Orleans held tight to their Francophile ways, including language, religion, customs, complex social strata, and a penchant for the Epicurean. So, do you know French? Is it like a thing in New Orleans? You guys know it?
Je parle un peu, mais c'est très mauvais. I know a little. Like, you have to learn a little. Just it's like being... You know how to, bodega as a New Yorker.
Oh, yeah.
It's like that. You know a couple of Hasidic Jews, and then you pay them your rent. But that's how it is in New Orleans. You learn a little French is coming up. Everything's beaucoup and ça va and all that shit.
Are there some people that are like born and raised in New Orleans that don't speak English? They only speak Creole as a first language?
Oh, yeah, completely.
Really?
I went to French immersion school, which meant like you just learn math in French, science in French. And so a lot of the kids were like Belgian or from France, and they didn't speak a word of English.
But if you went to France speaking with a New Orleans French, they'd be like, you fucking hack loser. Like they're looked down upon it, right?
Completely, yeah. They're like the Wigger guy who's saying all the black slang. The black guy's like, oh.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're definitely stealing a lot from the French down there.
Yeah, but the French steal too. Shout out Gad Emily. Kidding. Love you, Gad. Miss you, brother. You're a fucking multimillionaire and you banged the Princess of Monaco. Good for you.
That's true.
Okay, so the Creoles. Here's what the Creoles are. They're locally born descendants of early inhabitants, many with French blood, created a sophisticated and cosmopolitan society that stood apart from nearly every other American city. So, because I've never been there, now that you've been all over the country, do you feel like New Orleans, especially with its Creole section, doesn't feel like you're even in America?
Oh, definitely. Well, when I was a kid, it felt like that. You can drink outside. It's the French Quarter. It's all this weird smelling food and jazz coming out of the streets and the buildings. And then you go to Cincinnati and you're like, this is fucking dead.
Yeah.
This is weird over here. And
yeah.
I grew up with just, Mardi Gras Indians running around and shit.
You were seeing live titties when you were 12 years old, right?
Dude, I remember the first weird dick I saw. Guys would just flash dicks, and it was lawless down there. And, me and my friends were drinking at 14, driving around the city, and the cops don't give a shit.
Yeah.
And it was great. It was a weird lifestyle.
But during COVID, they got shut the fuck down. You can't go crazy, right?
I just went to Thanksgiving, killed my grandma, the whole thing, and it was dead as a doornail, and it was a huge bummer.
Interesting.
I mean, it's like this huge dick that can't get hard. That's what it felt like. Like, I know your potential, but you're limp and shriveled.
Yeah. If you need a hard dick, go to Blue Chew. Get your Blue Chews on our podcast. Put in the promo code Hey Babe. Oh, it's the wrong podcast. This is the History of Hyenas. I'm doing promo codes for Hey Babe. But leave it in there.
You spread yourself so thin.
Sorry. Fuck. Well, I don't know. Yanni's naked in the woods. Yanni's in a straitjacket, so I got a contingency plan.
He's teaching some squirrel about BLM.
Yeah. Yanni moved way out of the city, and you know what that was about. Okay.
He's eating in his own shit, talking about QAnon.
QAnon, yeah.
He's on a branch.
All right. So at the start of the Civil War, New Orleans was the largest city in the Confederacy. Interesting. But it was only a year until Union troops have captured it downriver defenses and took the city unopposed. So it was a big ass city in the Confederacy, but they got because probably they're a party city.
Yeah.
So they weren't looking to fight. They were like, fuck it, just take it. Don't, do anything.
Totally. And we're a dark weirdo city. Like you've heard of Delphine Lollery.
What's Delphine Lollery?
She was this crazy serial killer lady who would kill her slaves in their dungeon and like torture them.
Oh, is that from American Horror Story that they bought?
I think it is.
V's been in New Orleans. Do you have a mic?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, thank God.
Delphine
Kidding. Love you, VD.
Delphine Lollery. So growing up in New Orleans, everyone knows about Delphine.
Oh yeah, and her house is right on Royal Street, and you pass it, and you go, "That's the house."
Can you go in there? It's like a museum and shit now.
Well, some weirdo lives there now, but it's got a big plaque and everything. Excuse me, a little semen. But yeah, like there's all these famous stories that she was getting her hair brushed by a slave, and it hit a snag, and she got a whip and started chasing. It was a 12-year-old girl. She chased her up on the roof, and the girl's on the edge of the roof, and she had the whip, and then she jumped and died.
Wow, and so it's a haunted place.
Oh yeah.
Would you say New Orleans one of the most haunted cities in America?
100%. I mean, you can feel it right when you get off the plane. You're like, ooh, it's spooky. And there's an old black guy, and
Yeah.
it's weird. And there's all these voodoo tours and ghost tours, and it's spooky as shit.
But let me ask you, the part about, is that the La Laurie Mansion? This
There
is
it
it, the
is.
La Laurie Mansion, 1906 postcard. So it still looks just like that. Beautiful. But when you go to New Orleans, is it just really a few blocks of this town is like this, or the whole city's got this vibe?
It's pretty big, actually. The French Quarter is probably like 20 by 20.
Okay.
Or 15 by 15, but it's pretty big, and that's where I stay when I go down there. It's almost like the Village, like the West
Right.
Village size.
Got it. Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's so preserved and old school, and it's just got all these bars and restaurants packed into it. It's killer.
Yeah, because it was interesting. When I first started stand-up, first time I ever got on stage, Creek in the Cave, R.I.P., shout out Rebecca Trent, Creek in the Cave, great place.
Love you, Rebecca.
Love you, Rebecca. And that's where I first met all you guys. And, you and Sean Patton, and then they used to run the show at Cabin. Who was the kid who used to run the show at Cabin? Chesley, all New Orleans kids. Whatever happened to that fuck?
He moved to Phoenix. He's like a hot twink. He does MMA and all
Really?
that shit. Yeah, he married a lady, and he's happy.
Yeah, for him. Yeah, he wasn't going to make it in comedy.
No. He had a hot bod. The gays loved him. He was off and running.
So what was it that New Orleans comedy thing that was happening like 10 years ago? So many of you guys came.
When I started, it was Theo Vaughn was the guy because he had been on TV. And,
Right.
we're a bunch of Louisiana hillbilly nobodies. So we're like, oh, my God, this guy's been on MTV. That was back when TV mattered.
Right.
Now you watch Fallon and go, who's this guy?
Yeah.
But it was crazy. Like, oh, my God, he was funny. He was good looking. He was cool. And then he moved away to L.A. or whatever, so we never saw him again. And then Sean Patton was just the funny, weird, crazy guy.
Who now he's doing rants on Instagram. His Sunday Church completely lost his mind.
Oh, yeah. But he's
so
funny.
I would say pound for pound, Sean Patton might be one of the funniest guys I've ever seen in my life.
Completely agree. He's off the wall. He's weird. He's unpredictable. He's overweight. It's great.
He's great.
And then so Sean moved to New York, so he was like, you guys got to come up here.
So you knew these guys. You knew Theo and them in New Orleans before they were anybody.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Wow.
Theo was a little bit like, a celebrity. Like, he probably called me Matt for 10 years. But Sean was like, get up here. It's crazy. We didn't have a club. We didn't have a scene. We had one mic a week, and you prepared all week for that Tuesday. Then you get up here, and there's 10 mics a night,
Yeah. But even I remember Sam Morrill went to Tulane, like everything.
Yeah.
I was like, what is all this comedy with New Orleans? But I guess because you don't have much of it, it really creates the people that want to do it.
Yeah. I think just how it goes. It's like some weird hip hop scene in the middle of Arkansas,
Yeah. No, I gotta get down there. What's this picture that we got up, Mike, just of the mansion?
Is that Lollery?
Oh, that's Lollery Mansion. Yeah, so if we go back to the notes real quick. V's on Tinder. Here we go. Here's some news. During the Reconstruction era, race became a potent political force, obviously, as emancipated slaves and free people of color were brought into the political process. And with the 1870s rise of the White League, wow,
Yikes.
The White League, I mean,
think
Jesus.
That's called compound media.
I was nice. Yeah, turn your phone. The White League and the Ku Klux Klan forced back out of it. So the White League and the Klan came out of this New Orleans. So New Orleans, it's interesting because some of the history you would think is steeped in racism, but it seems like it's actually more progressive and not as racist. It's
interesting.
It's a very interesting thing. Oh, here we go. V's highlighting this.
Uh-oh.
Thousands of enslaved were and slaves were sold in its markets, but its free black community thrived. Those freed were placed under restrictions by the Code Noir. I like a Pinot Noir once in a while, but on average, they were exceptionally literate, with a significant number of them owning businesses, property, and even slaves. There you go.
Look at that.
So this is a thing where enslaved people own slaves. So it's not all about the white man's not so evil all the time.
Black on black slave.
That's what it is, baby.
Great website if you want to check that out.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, if you could scroll down, V. Yep. Yeah, there you go. All right, Mardi Gras. I want to get to Mardi Gras. So Mardi Gras, what is it? It's a Catholic thing?
Well, I think it started as Carnival in Brazil or South America.
Oh, what's better than a Brazilian fake pair of titties and ass?
Brazilian fake ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just that perfect complexion, that like mocha brown. It's not too dark, not too white. It's beautiful.
The only thing with Brazilians is even the ones that look like girls, you got to always make sure because a lot of them have AIDS.
Whoa.
Yeah, or transsexual people, right? You can't say sorry.
Yeah, all right.
Enslaved.
Well, I got to get tested. But either way.
Enslaved.
The cool thing about Mardi Gras is it's 2 weeks long. You get off school. I mean, the city is
really?
a fucking wild party. Like, every night as a 14-year-old kid, you're on the street just drinking with other kids.
Jerking off.
It's amazing. It's like my first makeout, my first finger bang. It was great. It was all my cousin.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah. So here it is. So Mardi Gras tradition, celebration of Fat Tuesday, marks the last opportunity for feasting and revelry before a period of Lenten fasting beginning the following day. Mardi Gras remained a raucous but generally informal affair until 1857 when a group of Anglo-Americans from Mobile, Alabama, I think the hometown of the great Roy Wood Jr., potentially.
I think you're right.
Yeah. Formed the Mystic Crew of Comus and introduced formal parades and elaborate floats organized by social organizations called crews. So if you're going to be a gay guy,
yeah,
New Orleans is the town for you.
Oh, it's elaborate with the costumes, and you can show your dick and your nips.
Mateo Lane has had to have spent major time in New Orleans.
I hope so. I will say, though, the people down there aren't good looking.
Really?
Not really.
He's too hot then. Mateo's too hot for that.
He's too hot. You go to the what is that? The mermaid thing on Coney Island. It's like good-looking women and good-looking dudes with six-pack abs. And down in New Orleans, a lot of chubs, a lot of dad bods, a lot of saggy tits.
Yeah, a lot of saggy tits. Yeah, it doesn't seem like a culture they don't have there's no CrossFit in New Orleans.
No, just burning crosses. But it's just it's fucking rice and gravy and booze and beer. It's not really a workout town.
Drinking age, right now, the drinking age is 18. If an over 21 parent guardian is present. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
But they don't fucking really enforce that. You've drank at 18 legally. Your mom and dad weren't there.
No, completely. I mean, you get into a cab when I was a kid and the guy had a beer between his legs, and that was completely normal.
Really?
It's just so part of the culture. Yeah, you wake up, you have a drink, you drink with lunch.
Interesting. Yeah, I that's the thing, like, even now, I think we've seen with what's happened with COVID, we're not United States.
Yes.
I mean, just you get on a plane and go to Florida right now. It's like you're going back in time to 2019.
Right.
Things are wide fucking open, no masks, 100% capacity. I got booked to do side splitters in March. He said 100% capacity. Right now, 100%.
They're adding seats.
Yeah, they're added seats. They were like, because I said, what's the capacity? He said 100%, pussy.
They don't care. It's a whole other world. You saw that girl got in trouble. They tackled some chick on her computer because she was like faking the numbers because the state's like, we got to keep the state open. So they're like, don't let out the real COVID numbers.
Yeah.
And then she was like, I'm not doing that. So they fucking swarmed her.
Yeah, the guy, Governor DeSantis, he wanted to bring WWE wrestling there immediately. With 100%. He told the Miami Dolphins they could have 100% occupancy right now.
Wow.
But they won't do it because they're the fucking Dolphins, and Dolphins are a gay animal.
That's true. And they rape.
Clip it.
By the way, COVID-19 would be a great wrestler. I'm COVID-19. You get 6 feet away from me, I'll fucking kill you.
Yeah.
Especially if you're fat and old.
Okay, here we go. So a lot of serial killers in New Orleans. Did you learn about that?
Oh, yeah.
Big time serial killers. Something in the water down there. People fucking snap.
Yeah.
So from May 1918 to October 1919, the Axeman of New Orleans was an American serial killer who was prowling the land. You ever hear about the Axeman?
Love the Axe.
You know this guy?
Spray. Oh, yeah. Everybody knows about this guy.
Oh, really?
My girlfriend told me about him, and she's a big serial killer queef. And this guy is wild. First of all, he only kills Italians.
Fucked up.
No offense.
Yeah.
Also, he only kills you with an axe that you own. He goes into your house and kills you with your axe.
It almost sounds like it's made up like a folklore, but it actually was real. There were real Italian dead bodies killed with their own axes all over New Orleans.
All over New Orleans, and they have he wrote letters to the police, like, you'll never catch, and they have the letters printed, like, on Wikipedia and shit, and they're fucking nuts. You can read this madman's writings.
Right.
And
yeah, let's read some writings of this fuck. Never got caught?
Never got caught. I think he was killed in L.A., but they're not sure if it was him. But here's the crazy part. He said, if you play jazz music out your windows, I won't kill you. So everybody in town is just booming, Miles Davis and Coltrane. Well, they weren't alive yet, but booming all this jazz shit, and he would go, okay, you're good, and then keep going.
Wow, dude.
Isn't that insane?
That's fucking clinically insane.
What did he worked. I mean, imagine that's a great way to get your pod numbers up. If you're not playing Hey Babe out your window.
No, this is History Hyenas.
Yeah, I'm coming in there. Oh, shit, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. If you're not playing Tuesdays with Stories.
That's what it is. Get in the studio, Joe. We got a lot of bleeping to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, True TV, I told you.
So the public was so scared that they would have these big warehouse parties that everybody would show up and they would just blare jazz.
Yeah.
They're like, don't come in here. We're safe.
Yeah. That's fucking crazy. Do we got any readings from this from the Madman V? Okay, here we go. Here's one. Okay, here's one from, he wrote Hottest Hell, March 13th, 1919, first year of the World War I, if you're scoring at home. Or second year, I should say, 1918. Esteemed mortal of New Orleans, the Axeman. This is his words. They have never caught me and they never will. They have never seen me, for I am invisible, even as the ether that surrounds your earth. I am not a human being, but a spirit and a demon from the hottest hell. I am what you Orleanians and your foolish place call the Axeman. Interesting he should say that, and now, I don't know if you saw the news that broke yesterday from the head secretary, the secretary of defense, or the top space NASA guy from Israel, said that aliens are real. Did you see all that news?
I did see that post.
So it's interesting that he says, I am invisible and I am not a human being. So I wonder if the alien, if this guy was an alien. Is the Axeman an alien? Go to patreon.com/Bay Ridge Boys, right on the community board. Get involved with the matriarchy. We're going to have to pay for Yanni's psych bills. So go to patreon.com/Bay Ridge Boys. Bubbas, you know me. You know I'm Chrissy CBDs, right? The kid loves CBD. I've tried a lot of different companies. I'm being 1,000% honest with you. This company, Five, the best one I've ever had in my life. We won't promote things on this podcast that I haven't tried myself before. I've been taking the gummies and the tinctures, and babes, guess what? They even got chocolates. They're vegan friendly, because sometimes I like to be Chrissy Cauliflowers and go plant-based for a little while. Plant-based Chrissy, PBC. They're vegan. They got chocolates. I'm also Chrissy Bitch Hip, so I love sweets. And it helps put me to sleep. There's been a couple of times where I've been, having a wild day, and sometimes it's hard to get to sleep. I've taken these sleep gummies. I'm right out like a light. I'm sleeping with my daughters, Piggy and Blanky. It's amazing. It's like I'm 5 years old again. Go to get5thc.com right now. I promise you, these are the best CBD products I've ever had in my life. And they have so many things to choose from. That's get5thc.com. Go there right now. I know there's a lot of CBD places out there. I know it's like a big booming business, but Five comes at you in a different way. I promise you, I've never seen a place with so much assortments of different products they have, and so much variety, and just ones that really make me feel calm and relaxed. I think with 2020, during this pandy-wandy, all we want to do is feel calm and relaxed, and Five CBD has done that for me. So go to get5thc.com right now, get5thc.com.
Oh, yeah, but I've been in a relationship for 5 years, and I love her to pieces, and I'm a lucky guy.
There you are. You are. No, you guys got a great relationship, beautiful girl. Both got rockin' hot bods. Who I'd want to have sex with first? Probably you.
Take me. I'm tighter.
It's 2020. There's a pandy. There's a new president. Nobody knows what's going to happen. Everyone's really nervy-worvy right now. A lot of us need therapy. I need therapy. Giannis is in therapy. So the only place to go is betterhelp.com/HH. betterhelp.com/HH. It's online therapists. Nobody knows you're in it. The thing I used to worry about the most when I would physically go to a therapist is I was like, other people can hear me, my wild, crazy stories, and I would get embarrassed. And also, it's a pandemic. You don't want to have to go outside if you don't have to. So this one, betterhelp.com. The therapist, it's all online. You do it at your own pace. You could do it from your bathroom, your living room, your car. It doesn't matter. And it's quality help from professional therapists. It's what we all need right now. I'm actually using the service right now, and I'm feeling great. betterhelp.com/HH. Tell them we sent you, and it's all going to be okay. Probably, most likely not. Aliens are real. And we're doing something wild. We got an Xbox Series X that we're going to give away to one of our fans. All you got to do is go subscribe to both of our History Hyena YouTube channels, the clips page and the main one, and share a favorite clip with a friend or a favorite episode with a friend. Post screenshots of these two things to your Twitter and Instagram and use the hashtag, very important, hashtag HH giveaway. We will be picking the winner on January 20th, the day of the inauguration into Biden's America, because make no mistake, Bubba's, the only way to distract you from the fact that you are going to a gulag is an Xbox Series X, and we want to give it to a fan for free. Hashtag HH giveaway. Do those things I just told you about. Stay gay. Yes.
If you don't think we're not screwed in, you got another thing coming.
He says, when I see fit, I shall come and claim other victims. I alone know whom they shall be. I shall leave no clue except my bloody axe, besmeared with blood and brains of he whom I have sent below to keep me company. See, it's interesting. This is one of those times in history where it's actually nice that there was no DNA invented yet, because this guy would have got caught immediately.
Immediately, yeah.
But now it's so like we can have a fun story.
Right. It sucks for the wops who got chopped. But yeah. It's, it was great back then. It was a paradise for a serial killer.
Yeah, here, go down a little bit, V, because he says, if you wish, you may tell the police to be careful not to rile me. Of course, I am a reasonable spirit. I take no offense. He seems pretty reasonable. Yeah. I take no offense at the way they have conducted their investigations in the past. In fact, they have been so utterly stupid as to not only amuse me, but his satanic majesty, Francis Joseph. Who's Francis Joseph? But tell them to beware. Let them not try to discover what I am, for it were better that they were never born than to incur the wrath of the axeman.
Damn.
Now, to be exact, at 12:15 earthly time on next Tuesday night, I'm going to pass over New Orleans. In my infinite mercy, I'm going to make a little proposition to you people. Here it is. I am very fond of jazz music, and I swear by all the devils in the nether regions that every person shall be spared in whose home a jazz band is in full swing at the time I have just mentioned. If everyone has a jazz band going, well, then so much the better for you people. One thing is certain, and that is that some of you people who do not jazz it out on that specific Tuesday night, if there be any, will get the axe. Did he actually go and kill people at 12:15? Nobody got killed that night. Everybody, the whole city played music.
Yeah.
And they never found this fucking kid.
Which is also interesting because jazz was like, black kind of hip-hoppy music.
He probably was a black guy.
Maybe.
It probably was a black guy who was the killer, who you obviously can't even insinuate that a black would commit such a crime in 2020 times,
right.
but the black, because it has to be white men that do that type of stuff. But I think it could have been a black man. It could have been a black man that killed these people, especially killing Italians who were probably racist towards him, probably killed him. And jazz music, he was probably a black guy who was the killer. The Axeman was black.
And when black people say ask, they say axe.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah, the Axeman.
Her boyfriend's going to hate that one.
Oh, yeah.
But
No, not her boyfriend. Her friend. Yeah. Her father can't know.
That's very interesting. I never thought about that. But yeah, that'd be like saying, hey, you got to play Drake or Lil Weezy or whatever the fuck.
Well, who was, because you said that you think they killed him, that he got killed in L.A. Who was the guy who they thought it was in Los Angeles?
This guy, Milford Dorfman or something. It goes on down
my
down
manager,
the line
Rick
there.
Dorfman?
Yeah, but he was some guy, he would attack women. And the only reason a guy got killed was they were trying to help the women. So he just killed them too.
Right. But he mainly wanted to kill women, the Axeman.
Yes. So he tried to kill a lady in L.A. I don't know what he was doing in L.A. and a guy stopped him.
Probably trying to start a podcast.
Well, sales tax, they'll kill you.
I know.
But yeah.
Everyone's moving to Austin now. All the big Elon Musk and Joe Rogan and everybody's moving to Austin. But California's trying to pass a law. The governor over there was saying if you move out of the state of California, you have to pay state tax for at least another year.
Oh.
So he's trying to. What a shit fucking state that is now.
I know, right? God damn, those blood-sucking assholes. Let the people leave. You already fucked it up. Now you're going to make it like they can't leave and they got to keep paying you? Get out of here.
Isn't it crazy that, literally a calendar year ago, today in December of 2019, we were thinking we're going to have to go to L.A., the L.A. podcast scene.
Totally.
Only way to get famous and only way to get a career is go out to L.A. And now it's like you don't want to go out. Now you stay here. Stay in New York.
No, L.A., it feels like it's done. I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, they got your Kreischers and your Birds
Sure.
and your Brendan Schaubs, I guess.
But they're all going to move too.
You think?
Sure. Why the hell not? I mean, what's the point of living in LA if there's no if there's no entertainment or work there? The climate is kind of, it's good-ish. They got to fucking bust and train the water in from the mountains 10,000 fucking miles away. They have no water. The fucking things are always on fire. There's protests everywhere. You can't, if you fucking jaywalk, you'll go to jail for 10 years.
That's true. The hobos, the traffic.
What the hell? What's the point of living in Los Angeles?
I guess the beach, but hey, you got a beach other places.
We got beaches other places. And the property tax, the money, it's in, they 50% or something they tax people with money. The fucking cost of living's astronomical.
Yeah.
Why would you want to live there?
I don't know. And
crime through the roof.
Not to mention the governor is a bit of a hypocrite.
Yeah, he's a hypocrite. He's telling you to wear a mask, and then he's going maskless, eating pussy with no mask on.
Yeah, get that Michael Douglas disease.
Many media outlets sensationalized the aspect of the crimes, even suggesting mafia involvement, despite lack of evidence. There was no mafia involvement. I'm telling you here, the axeman was black.
Interesting.
He was black himself. He's black.
But black guys like Italians, I thought. They love, because, fucking Scarface and Goodfellas.
I know, but maybe this was too early in time. Or maybe the axeman, maybe he was white, but he thought he was black. Maybe he was Sean King.
A little Dolezal, actually.
A little Dolezal. Yeah. Criminologists Colin and Damon Wilson hypothesized that the axeman killed male victims only when they were obstructed his attempts to murder women. You said this. Okay. Supported by cases in which the women of the household were murdered, but not the man. A less plausible theory is that the killer committed the murders in an attempt to promote jazz music, suggested by a letter attributed to the killer in which he stated that he would spare the lives of those who play jazz at their homes. So that's a great way to promote the pod.
It really is.
I'll start fucking taking a few people out.
Yeah.
I will say, have History Hyenas, Hey Babe, or Tuesdays with Stories on, and you're fucking live.
Yeah. Fuck Spotify.
Yeah.
That's way better.
That's the way to do it. Spotify, yeah, 100 mil. Axon is never caught or identified, and his crime spree stopped as mysteriously as it had started, just like COVID. The murder's identity remains unknown to this day, although various possible identifications of varying plausibility have been proposed. On March 13th, 1919, a letter purporting to be from the Axeman was published in newspapers saying that he would kill again at 15 minutes past midnight on the night of March 19th, but would spare the occupants of any place where a jazz band was playing. That night, everybody was playing fucking jazz, and there were no murders. But we don't know.
It's funny to think of all the jazz bands like, look, this is horrible, but we're killing it.
Yeah.
We're booked out the ass.
Yeah.
Our fucking records are off the shelf.
Yeah, so what if fucking Dago's got to get his head chopped off? We're making money.
Exactly. Sorry, guineas. We're raking it in.
We're raking it in. So yeah, dude. No, there's all this fucking fascinating. What's your also the other thing to talk about is Hurricane Katrina. How was it? Were you there for Katrina?
I was an hour away, but my family was there and all my friends were there. I was at LSU in Baton Rouge.
That's the capital.
Yes. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Albany.
Did you go to LSU? Is that where you graduated from?
Well, I didn't graduate from there. I had to finish online because I started comedy.
But is LSU crazy fucking party school?
Crazy party. I mean, those football games, it was like the Coliseum. It was unbelievable.
Right.
Got beat up a few times, got arrested once. Great fun story.
Tell me.
They wouldn't allow booze in the stadium. You know, Tiger Stadium, huge, thousands of people. So we would line our chest with Ziploc bags full of whiskey.
Okay.
And so we're walking in, and some cop goes, "Hey, let me pat you down there." You know, I'm like, fuck. So me and my friend are there. He pats down. He feels the squishy titties. He's like, "What's this?" He lifts the shirt. We're all lined up with whiskey bags. And he goes, "All right." And he grabs us. And he puts us down on the table. They rip the whiskey off of us. And then a fight breaks out 20 feet away. Just melee, fist fight. So all the cops run over there. My friend grabs the ticket book that he was filling out. It was like this leather-bound ticket book that you give citations with. And so we left the game. We ran around the campus just giving people fake tickets. And it was great. We're like, "Hey, you're too hot to handle. You're under arrest, fatty." And we give it some lady. And it was so fun. So we still have that book.
That's fucking great.
But yeah, wild times, great school, great town, great time.
Because you used to be a porker back in the day, right?
College I was okay. But yeah, I was just a skinny dweeb in college,
Right.
But it was just so fun. We're like, "Whoa, hey." You try to do the whistle.
Yeah.
You're like, "Hey, skank, that skirt's too short. You're going to have to sit on my face." Here, and all that
Bang.
shit. Good times.
That's what it is. And then the other funny story I love about you is when we did our half-hour specials together in Boston, half-hour Comedy Central specials, you were fucking sick. What'd you have, poisoning or something like that?
H. pylori.
Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah, I remember. If you go watch Mark Norman's half-hour... Can we pull up Mark Norman's half-hour Comedy Central special? His face is like... having an allergic reaction to something because Mark is a skinny. Mark is fucking ripped. Yeah, let's get a look at this fat fucking face.
Look at that porker.
Yeah. So what's the story there? Because you look at that. Yeah, you're on.
They tried to clean it up with some makeup, but yeah, this is Comedy Central. They won't let you have an inch.
They fucking won't let you have an inch. They folded and they fucking gave up. I had a pilot with them. I had an animated show. I'm taking it all to Netflix.
Yeah.
Or True TV, most likely.
But I had shit running down my leg. I mean, it was
you were
a nightmare.
shitting during this special?
I was shitting. They asked if I wanted to wear a diaper. You can see my face is so puffed out.
Yeah, I was gonna say because Mark is he's ripped normally, but the face is so puffy there.
And I'm in pain. Like I've got fever. I'm sweating. They had to keep stopping. Like, hold on. They had to do the dab, and then put me back in.
So what happened though?
When you eat fecal matter.
You were eating ass.
Yeah, and I got this virus called H. pylori, and it was terrifying because I was shitting like butter. I was pissing foam. I didn't know what was going on. And I took all these
foam?
I took all these STD tests. Nothing. I was like, I got AIDS. It must be AIDS. So eventually, I go to this doctor, and he takes a blood sample, whatever. And he goes 2 days later. He goes, are you sitting down? And I was like, oh God, just give it to me. I've had it for like a week now. I don't know what it is.
No, it wasn't getting better any day ever. It was
nothing. No, I was getting worse. And I'm bloated as shit. I have all this TV stuff to do, and I had to do it because they don't give a shit. Comedy Center won't reschedule for you. They don't give a shit who you are. And I was nobody. So the doctor was like, are you sitting down? I was like, yeah. He goes, you have H? And I just like fell out. I thought he was going to say HIV. And he goes, you have H. pylori. And I went, oh, what the hell is that? And he goes, just got to take one antibiotic and you're fine, you piece of shit. And I was like, all right, thanks.
Yeah. And then, but he's the one who told you it's from ingesting fecal matter?
Yes.
Do you remember whose ass it was?
There
were so many.
I think it was Amy Schumer. No, I don't know. No, it was, some gal there.
So you were eating ass, but and also, because I've been in situations where I never had H. pylori, but I have eaten a couple asses, but where I've been sick trying to go on stage, but only like local headlining stuff. To be sick like that and feel like you're going to fucking die, to have to go on probably your first television experience,
big
right?
TV thing, yeah.
Or one of your first.
Yeah.
And how'd you get through it?
It's a nightmare, but you're like, it's this bittersweet thing of like, all right, I'm doing TV. This is exciting. I'm finally making it. I'm poor. I'm nobody. And then you're like, but I'm sick as an asshole.
And you
but
killed.
You gotta do it. It went okay. But after I got off, I was like, and then Shay went on after me. The fucking roof came off, and he became a household name.
Yeah. But and were you on what day antibiotics was this?
This is like day 1 or 2. Like I actually, I don't know if I had them yet. I don't know if I had them.
You didn't even know what was going on yet.
No, this point, I don't know what's going on.
But you were sick. You were shitting. You had diarrhea running down your leg at this moment.
Yes, I had a foamy, weird, wet butthole. My butthole looked like a wap.
Yeah.
And it was a nightmare. And you could just feel the wetness. And it was
You
bad.
couldn't eat anything. You were malnourished.
No, and I had this scumbag agent at the time who was like, you got to drink a beer on stage because then you'll look like an alcohol guy. You'll sell more booze at your shows when you do the road. I was like, okay. So now I'm putting a beer down. I'm sick. And it's just the worst.
Did you feel
feeling.
at any moment you could pass out truly on stage?
Oh, yeah. Totally. Yeah, but we got through it.
We got through it. You got through it. Yeah, and it went well. Yeah, no, I always thought about that story because I was always like, I remember one time I was watching, I was like, he's not chubby. He's a fucking ripped guy.
People bring that up all the time. They're like, look at this, you fucking loser. I was like, I know. I was sick.
But now you put out your recent special on YouTube. Where can people find that?
It's called Out to Lunch. It's on YouTube. It's doing well.
Millions of views. I think 3 or 4 million.
We're about to hit 4.5 mil. I can't believe it's doing so well. Apparently, a pandemic is a great time to put out content.
Now, did you film this during the pandemic or right before?
I filmed it in late January.
So the intention was to put it on YouTube, or was the intention to sell it in Netflix or something?
I had a hot hour that was killing everywhere, and it was getting embarrassing because I'd go back to Denver. They're like, we heard all of this. And I was like, I know, but nobody will buy it. So I kept running it over and over. So it was getting sharper and sharper, and nobody would pick it up. I'd like, hey, Netflix, here's a tape. Hey, Comedy Store, here's a tape. Hey, Hulu, anything. CISO, Grindr, whatever. Black people meet. I'll take anything.
Yeah.
Nothing. Nobody would touch it. So I said, I bet if I shoot it, they'll buy it because I'll do all the work for them.
Right.
So I put all my thousands of dollars into this shoot. It came out pretty good. The crowd was a little weak, but whatever. And they still wouldn't buy it.
How many millions of views right now?
We're 4 million views.
I mean, you're going to make money on this in perpetuity now. The fucking Google AdSense must be nice.
Totally. And look, we've got some great ad money. We made our money back. We've made money on top of it, and I still can't get a network thing. I'm like, hey, look at the proof is in the anal here. What do you got?
And they won't do it.
We're good.
No, Out to Lunch. Go get it on YouTube. It's great. Your podcast, Tuesdays with Stories with Joe List, fantastic. It's just awesome. I mean, Marky is just one of the fucking best.
Oh, thanks, buddy. Hey, it's an honor. You too. You're a killer. And everywhere I go, they go, Chris was just here. He fucking lit the place on fire.
Yeah.
Mostly the toilet. But yeah.
yeah, mostly the waitresses. Yeah, but not anymore, though. Not anymore. I don't do that. I know. I'm just in a happy relationship.
Same.
Here we go. Here's a nice tweet from Mark Norman. A black reboot of E.T. called BET.
Somebody must have that, huh? That's gotta be out there.
Yeah.
What about you? You gonna put any comedy out, or are you just? I mean, you're doing 17 pods a day. So.
Yeah, I'm trying to just live off the pod right now. But I kind of, to be honest with you, after seeing, go to ChristyComedy.com. I got shows coming up. One of them's in Austin that my agent doesn't know about.
We also have a Seinfeld connection.
Oh yeah.
You told the public about. Maybe you shouldn't.
No,
say
I mean,
I don't want to push.
Just that Seinfeld. He called me in very beginning of the pandemic and just raving, and I couldn't believe it. Random call from Jerry Seinfeld himself, who's obviously comedy icon, and I was like saying all these kind things to me. I loved it, and then I was like, when this is all over, we'll get coffee. Text me any bits you want. I love talking to real comedians about comedy. Texted him 2 days later. That was in April. It's December. Haven't heard from him since.
Well, he's a busy Jew. He's got things.
Yeah, it's Hanukkah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, and then you, Mark's open for Jerry all over.
Oh, a few times. But I sent him a picture of my new car, and he actually was like, ooh.
Cool.
So that got him a little perked up.
Yeah. But you and Ryan Hamilton are the guys who work with him.
Hamilton he loves. He's all over Hamilton, which makes sense because Hamilton's a squeaky clean guy. He looks just like him.
You ever hear Hamilton's fucking serial killer story?
No.
Oof. Let me tell this one quick.
He's a serial killer?
He looks like one.
Yeah, that's true. He's happy-go-lucky.
Yeah, we did a whole episode with him. He wouldn't let us fucking release it because we said something about him getting even though he's a Mormon.
Oh, yeah. You better be careful.
Oh, yeah, I can. Edit that out, I guess.
Yeah, the Mormon church will come after you.
Yeah. They, I'm just kidding around.
Love you, Hammy.
Love you. Oh, laugh. You're on ChristyComedy.com. Laugh. Boston has been moved because capacity issues, and probably Comedy Connection, Rhode Island, January is probably going to get moved, but Austin in May, it's coming, and it's going to be good. Ryan Hamilton's serial killer story is his sister. This was in the 70s. Ryan's from like Idaho or some fucking bullshit place like that.
I think it is Idaho.
Yeah, Idaho. Shout out Idaho. Shout out potatoes. He's shout out Bruce Willis. He lives there as well.
What?
I heard it's a gorgeous state, Idaho.
He looks like a potato now.
He does look like a potato, Bruce Willis. Well, I was at the roast of his Bruce Willis thing in the audience at Comedy Central.
Yeah.
Whew, some people took some hot ones.
Really?
Some people fucking bombed. Nikki Glazer crushed.
She always
top
kills.
roast master Nikki Glazer.
Yeah. She's a killer.
So Ryan Hamilton told the story. I think it was his sister. He and I could be way off, but if Ryan hears this, it's a good story, so shut up. So it was his sister went out on a date with this guy in Idaho.
Yeah.
Right? She goes out on the date and she's having an okay time, but she's like, every time this guy is looking through me. She's like, I felt extremely uncomfortable that I'm on a date with this guy. He's looking through me and he's just strange. And she's like, I got that chill that a woman can get or a person can get when they're I'm in the presence of someone sinister and I don't want to be near this. And he had picked her up from their house. So she's like, I just got to make a phone call. I'm not feeling too long. He's like, I'll drive you home. And she's like, no, just give me a second. Calls her, because it was, in the 70s, payphone, calls her brother, I think their older brother, and says, hey, you got to come pick me up right now. I'm creeped out by this guy. Come pick me up. Waits in the bathroom so she doesn't see.
Holy
so she doesn't go back. The brother, he says, call the payphone when you're here. I'll listen for it. Calls the payphone, brother, say, hey, I'm outside. Gets in the car. Goes home, doesn't even go back to the restaurant, doesn't even go back to the table, just fucking, I'm away from this guy. So then the brother at 6:00 in the morning, the next morning, goes out because he had some kind of paper route or some kind of early morning job, and somebody runs out of the bushes.
Oh.
away, but he was waiting there all night, runs out of the bushes, and he's like, who the fuck? And then he yells up to the sister, says, "Oh, somebody running in the bushes. Is this the guy from last night?" And then she sees the car peeling out and whatever and sees it. So they call the police and say, hey, there's some weird guy, whatever. Weird guy, and just want to let you know he's creepy and whatever. And it says, "What's his name?" He said, "Ted Bundy."
Holy hell!
Yeah, insane. And this was before Ted Bundy was famous. He wasn't. Wow. He had killed women already.
It was the open mic years.
It was the open mic years, but he was gonna fucking kill Hamilton's sister. It's either he was going to kill Ryan Hamilton's sister or Ryan Hamilton told me a story that he knew somebody. Somehow that story's connected to Ryan Hamilton. Follow Ryan Hamilton.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That is insane.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, he was a hot guy, apparently.
Oh, gorgeous, Ted Bundy.
Man, but then you hear about him in the bushes. You're like, hey, we all just start at the bottom.
Yeah, that's what it is. All right, follow Mark, @Mark Normand, on everything, Instagram, social media, Mark Normand YouTube page. Get the special, Out to Lunch on YouTube, going on 5 million views. You can get... me at ChristyComedy.com, Patreon.com/Bay Ridge Boys. Good holiday gift right now. Gift your friends and family with a Patreon membership. Patreon.com/Bay Ridge Boys. Somebody's got to pay for the big guy's medical bills. It's got to be us and our Patreon. Follow our TikTok, which has been banned by China, but I got one, Christy Comedy. History Hyenas on TikTok. Mark Normand, the best. Tuesdays with Stories. Mark Normand, go check it out right now. Friend of the show, great guy, and we might need to start paying you to guest host this thing a little bit more.
Oh, yeah, I'd love to come back. Check, I got dates too, and I'll be fighting Jake Paul next weekend. So thank you. Have a good night.
It's Kevin Hart. All right, as always, the people go to Patreon.com/Bay Ridge Boys. We read your name out. You guys have become non-toots. We encourage a funny name. And then Yanni and I pick the PPW, the pseudo penis of the week. Okay, leading off the list, Tom Anderson, Boo Hill. Then we got I'm Gay.
Is that you?
Yeah. Then we got Jake, the Father, the Son, and the Cannoli Fumes O'Shea, a.k.a. Catholic School Hurt My Sausage Digits.
On the list.
On the list. Mario Catalano. He's got an Italian name, so he's on the list.
On the list.
Christina Gargiulio.
She just gets on the list for just having parents who never wanted to marry outside of the Italian faith.
That's what it is. Callum. Then we got Frederick Stender. Then we got Chrissy D. Could crack me open like a tower on a brisk Tuesday morning in NYC. Had to pay 10, even though Schultz only makes me pay. Oh, this one got cut off, and we read this one already. That's okay. Then we got Trey Chrislip, Brandon Riggin, Chris Ellis. Let's see if my name will get read out this time. Yamin, we read that one already too. It's what it is. Then we got Dalton Zamak, Odin, Tim Parker. Then we got My Girlfriend Has No Idea That I'm Gay as the Stonewall Riots Throw It In Me Before I Vote for Biden. We read that one.
We read that one.
Yeah. Okay, let's skip.
We got to really figure this out.
Here we go. Let's start. Yeah, let's go here. Famar Harris. How about, did we ever read Cuzzy Was a Bear, Cuzzy Was shaved his booty hair and glued it to his upper lip?
No, we didn't read that.
That's on the list.
Well, that's the problem is that's the winner.
Yeah.
That's what the problem is, so just read them quick now.
Chrissy Dieter dunked his drippy zucchini in my fume receiver. # show us your girth certificate.
Looks like we got co-MVPs both on the list.
Then we got Akash Bhagwat. And the fucking decorations fell out.
Yeah, I mean, Indian people just got a funny history because they got Gandhi and then they got the Wild Wild Country documentary.
I mean, the kid's name was Akash Bhagwat.
Because, there was a Bhagwan kid and he started a cult in Oregon.
I mean, what can you do?
Indians got powers we don't know about.
Here we go. Chrissy D loves Yanni P, fucks Sandra D, and climbs up a tree like a sauce monkey.
Yeah, it's what it is on the list.
I mean, the kids write. Some of these people have their kids write these out, and it's funny.
No, but what I'm saying is, I think that might have been Zach Isis because the kids got bars.
What it is? Zach Bukowski. Then we got Tim Dillon.
Wait a second, Zach Bukowski, you fucking Polak.
That's what it is. Tim Dillon, Sunday Morning Fumes. Andre Martin.
I mean, Tim Dillon's got 7 days a week fumes.
Yeah. Tunes that I like, Jacob, Martin Hasler. Then we got Watching History Hyenas on YouTube with a peg in my poo tube. Makes me shoot ropes from my glue tube.
That goes on the list.
Then we got Carmelo Anthony, Corey A., Jefferson Niemer, Jacob Yanuk, Tommy Wami Stroke and Pastrami. Then we got Christian Abbas, Kyle, Monty Valesio, Natalie 622, Kathleen Holmes, Harry Murphy, Then we got Paulie M. I'm Maltese to the knees, but make no mistake, I'm a cuck, but it's okay because my Greek wife says I'm cutie, broody, Rudy, tootie.
It's a
Drexy.
Drexler. You're on the Drexler list.
Then we got Valeno. Then we got Josephus Dennis. Then we got today on Fumari Povich, Sean King's dad is not the father.
Just put him into the contention. We got 3 in contention.
Okay. Then we got the Squeak.
Jesus, that was original.
Then we got the Squeak who came double in Barney Rubble and burst his gay bubble.
That's on the list as well.
Yeah. Then we got Look at Me. I'm Chrissy D. Lousy with an STD.
That deserves a Drexler, yeah.
Drexler. Then we got Zach Simmers. Then we got Nello. Come sit on my lap, young fellow, till my glue gun says hello, Lupinacci.
On the list. Also, shout out to all the straight to the backs. We appreciate you.
We appreciate your business.
Yeah.
Sean Dowdy, Adrian Toscano, Josh Nicholson. Then we got Harriet, make no mistake. My peen is so far in between my spleen that it's poking my smashed bean, Tuckman.
I mean,
great.
With the jargon, too, on the list. This is a strong, strong list.
Then we got reading this is a verbal contract that Giannis's baby will be named Wei Shan Gianna.
On the list.
Yeah. Then we got Lucas Hillary Dries. I ain't no Demi. Trump 2020. Okay.
Yeah.
William Esker, Danny Rowe, Riley Kenny, Camille Luzinchevsky.
Wait, just for the name Camille. Camille to me has always been it's a girl from Brooklyn. There's nobody outside of the tri-state area named Camille.
No, but because it's Camille with a K, this is a guy.
Oh.
This is a guy. It's Camille is a fucking sauce monkey girl, and Kamil is a fucking Polak.
Oh, Camille?
Camille.
Could be a black guy.
Camille. No, but it's Kamil, but his last name's Lushanevsky.
Oh,
his name's Camille, and then the last name is Dluzniewski. If that's a black guy, that's wild.
What you're saying is he's a fucking Polak.
I'm saying he's a pierogi monkey. Then we got David, Slade Crawford, Jen Pearson. Then we got
Slade Crawford. What are you, a fucking... That's like a movie name.
Yeah.
Slade Crawford?
That's somebody, that's like a Sabrina the Hyena. They're trying to hide their identity.
I mean, Slade Crawford, it sounds like fucking the superhero's name when he's not Iron Man.
Then we got John Pearson, Sleazy Hot Dog. Then we got...
Wait a second. Sleazy Hot Dog...
Chicken figure?
Is a nice little chicken figure. A sleazy hot dog goes on the list.
On the list, wow. Then we got Jiggy, no fumes, heading straight to the back.
Okay.
Frederick Mayer. Then we got Joshy. I touch my penis to Hyenas to get some shaft goo from my craft glue because Elmer's is racist.
I mean, just put him in contention. Jesus Christ, these people are so fucking original.
Yeah. Boathouse, Lindsay Fullwood. Then we got Alexander Crowder, a.k.a. Giannis Antetokounmpo, Venetia, all the way through so her family can come back. Okay.
It's a good try.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm sorry.
But it's too much.
Then we got Mike Seminatori. And then last but not least, we got Big Little Dink. And I shouldn't have read that. I'm sorry. Now I kick it on SNL. It's just, I read it.
You didn't see it coming.
I didn't see it coming. I'm just a curveball.
Yeah, especially because he put it all in one word.
Yeah.
He, unfortunately, because of the comedy rules of 2018, can't be considered for any lists.
Yeah,
because people's feelings are involved. There's people dying of COVID. Everyone shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Okay, so who do we got? Who's the winner?
Okay, so it was that we got 3 or 4 strong ones. Binky, you're going to have to come back and talk to me through your painter's map.
You highlighted them? Okay, so we got Cuz he was a bear, Cuz he shaved his booty hair and glued it to his upper lip.
Yeah.
Then we got today on Fumari Povich, Sean King's dad is not the father.
I mean, that's the one. That's the one. That can't
today
be beat.
On Fumari Povich.
Just read the other 2 for
reading this is a verbal contract that Giannis's baby will be named Wei Shan Gianna.
These are great.
Sleazy Hot Dog.
Sleazy Hot Dog is great.
Okay, but the winner is today on Fumari Povich, Sean King's dad is not the father.
I mean, you can't beat that.
Unfortunately, you're the winner. What can you do? Patreon.com/BayRidgeBoys, HistoryHyenas.com, YannisPapasComedy.com, ChristyComedy.com.